Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best gaming monitor for PS5.
Starting at number 5.
BenQ Mobiuz EX3210U. The BenQ Mobiuz EX3210U is one of the most accommodating 4K PS5 monitors out there, and it brings both connivance and fidelity to the table. Not only does it pack plenty of extras like integrated Trevolo speakers and a handy remote, but its 144Hz UHD visuals are accompanied by an excellent suite of HDR modes that kick hard. Features: you'll struggle to find a more feature-packed screen than the Mobiuz EX3210U. While it originally launched with a premium price tag, it has since become far better value for money, especially if you play on PS5. The aforementioned Trevolo speakers and integrated mic serve as handy extras for both console and PC players. However, it also boasts 2 HDMI inputs and a 4-port USB 3.0 hub round the back, making it a winner on the connectivity front. Design: the Mobiuz EX3210U manages to avoid merely being a black rectangle thanks to its flashy V-shaped stand and RGB-clad back shell. It's not the slimmest screen around by any means, but it's still slender enough to fit comfortably onto most gaming desks. You'll also have an easy time adjusting height and angle once you've got it attached to its stand, as the panel moves with ease. That said, its ports are hidden under a back lip, which is a bit of a pain if you find yourself swapping inputs a lot. Performance: there's plenty to love about the way the EX3210U handles PS5 visuals, and BenQ's panel brings out the best in Sony's console. It might wield a traditional IPS panel, but colors and contrast surprisingly pop on this screen, especially in outings like Horizon Forbidden West that feature heaps of vibrancy and detail. In part, the results are thanks to its excellent IHDR capabilities, as each preset makes a huge difference compared to SDR.
Coming at number 4.
Dell G2724D. While there is a big focus on 4K gaming monitors, there's no reason you can't go for a 1440p option, especially now that the PS5 supports downscaling from 4K and gives a much nicer 1440p experience. To that end, the Dell G2724D is the pick we'd go for, especially since it's very well priced, about the same as the ASUS TUF, but with a few additions. For example, it can hit the much faster 165Hz refresh rate, making it a great option for both console and desktop gaming, and it gives you the option to go for higher refresh rates where the PS5 can support it. Response time is also a lot quicker with a 1 millisecond GTG response time, making this the cheapest option on the list with that sort of speed. Also, it supports both AMD FreeSync Premium for the PS5 and for those who are going to game on a desktop as well. It also has NVIDIA G-Sync compatibility. Aside from the V-Sync tech that helps with ghosting and screen tearing, the Dell G2724D has 4 different overlays you can pick from, such as night vision, which helps with dark scenes that you might find in caves and at night, and clear vision, which helps with detail in daytime scenes.
At number 3.
ASUS TUF Gaming VG289Q. Having a great gaming monitor doesn't have to cost a ton of money, and this ASUS TUF monitor is the perfect example that's going for almost $300. It runs a 4K resolution, although it can only do a 60Hz refresh rate. That's not so bad, especially since most games on the PS5 can't hit over 60Hz anyway, so that's only an issue if you plan to play games on a gaming PC as well or if you're going to use performance mode in supported games. That said, it shouldn't stop you from grabbing it. What's equally impressive is that it can hit 90% of the DCI-P3 gamut, which means solid color reproduction, especially compared to similar monitors at this price point. We also really like the Shadow Boost tech, which helps clarify dark areas without washing them out in the way that low-quality monitors usually do with deep black colors. Interestingly, the ASUS TUF has HDR10, which isn't something we'd see at around $300 for a 4K monitor, although, as always, it's not going to be at the same level as a TV. It's nice to have, nonetheless.
Number 2 of my list.
Samsung Odyssey Neo G8. While it's not usual to have a curved gaming monitor for a console, this is probably the best one you can find that hits a lot of various features that are important. For example, it has a 4K resolution that's great for gaming on consoles, and it has a really high 240Hz refresh rate, which is more than the PS5 will be able to handle. Even so, it's good to have, especially if you want to push the graphics down for a higher refresh rate or if you end up using a gaming PC with it. Another good aspect is that it's larger than your average monitor at 32 inches and, when combined with the 1000R curved monitor, gives you a very immersive experience that you wouldn't get with a non-curved monitor. We also appreciate that it has a 1 millisecond GTG response time for those who play faster-paced games, where that faster response time makes a big difference. It's also great to see that it comes with AMD FreeSync Premium Pro, which will help with things like tearing and ghosting, whether on the PS5 or a gaming PC.
And number 1.
Sony Inzone M9. There is no better monitor for the PS5 than one that is specifically made for it, and while the Sony Inzone M9 isn't technically made just for the PS5, it comes pretty close. For example, you can tell from the stand and overall aesthetics that it mimics the PS5's sleek white and black look almost to the T. Also, it has some features that are specifically made for the PS5, such as the Auto HDR tone mapping, which calibrates your screen on the fly, as well as the Auto Genre Picture mode, which essentially just switches to game mode when it detects you're playing the PS5. Beyond that, it's like any other high-end gaming monitor, with a 27-inch screen and a 4K resolution, as well as a 144Hz refresh rate, which might be a bit high for the PS5 at the moment unless you play in performance mode where supported. Of course, those are also great specs if you want to use them to play on a gaming PC, so having that versatility is nice for something at this price point, which is a bit high since you're paying for the brand name. It also has a 1 millisecond GTG response time for those who play competitive and action-packed games, which can make a big difference.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.